I heard a boy.
What?
I heard a boy go.
He did it again next to me.
Did you hear that voice?
Yeah.
What was that?
Oh my God, you hear a voice?
That was a voice. That was from over here.
Yeah.
My Haunted Hotel is the world's most documented ongoing paranormal investigation. Everything you see is real. Viewers may find some scenes disturbing.
The festive period has arrived in Chester, and the final few guests of the year are checking in. There has been over 200 people investigating here in the last month alone, and it is their eyewitness accounts which are being documented on camera. We picked things up at the beginning of December, and there has been a pattern of activity coming from room 6.
Exciting times, guys. It's the second Christmas that we've got now that since we've been doing My Haunted Hotel. It's come around so quick. But we've got really exciting news which we announced earlier on in the week, and we're going to have live streaming that's available on VHX, so you'll be able to watch Jeanette, the Grace doll, in room 8 and keep tabs on it and save us a bit of a job. My Haunted Hotel was built on the idea of 24/7 surveillance.
Now you can watch the world's most haunted hotel live from the comfort of your own home.
The world's most documented ongoing paranormal investigation continues. Now with your help.
Oh my God. To watch live cameras, join myhauntedhotel.vhx.tv.
December's a really tough time with the hotel because the pub is really busy downstairs. It's absolutely beautiful down there with all the Christmas trees and lights and everything. However, upstairs is a very different story. It's been really active up here, and we're starting to wind down for the Christmas period. We have incredible news to give you guys very shortly about what's happening next year with the My Haunted team. On top of that, we're still having to run nights. We still have 5 or 6 nights of My Haunted Hotel to run with paying guests that come and stay here, and we have to keep looking back on that footage every single day to make sure we do not miss a single thing.
I had the pleasure, or not so much the pleasure, of reopening room 8. We did it very cautiously. Everyone was given the warning beforehand to approach with caution. So much so that some people actually chose to sit in the corridor. Now, one thing I have noticed since once when room 8 was closed and then afterwards when it's reopened again, stuff is happening in there when there are not people in the room. We can't explain why, but this moment was massive.
That was the glass.
That was a bang on the glass in room 8.
Stop!
I think it's worth noting that whilst this happens, the Paracast is on in the background, and you can actually hear the speaker of that. But this bang on the box, you can clearly tell it happens on the box because it's that almost glass type sound. Now we hear 3 knocks coming from that box, and have done for, well, since it's been in the building really, and before that as well. The week after that, a guest was in there, and as he leaves, the chain moves off the box. Now you've not seen this yet because you weren't in.
No?
Yeah, it's quite cool.
Take a look at this.
What?
Watch as these guests leave, and the chain on the box suddenly moves. Is this paranormal, or a simple case of vibration? We'll let you decide.
How long were they in there?
Oh, 20 minutes.
20 minutes, yeah.
And nothing happened before that?
No, I actually went up to see them and they were asking me all about the Greystone. As I walk out, they follow me, and that happens behind them, and they hear it, and they're like, "Oh my god, did you hear the chain move?"
That's like a chain being fully pulled off the top of the box.
Yeah. Now, obviously, we could look at it from a skeptical point of view. Is it the vibration of them walking around the room? But my argument would be, why did it not happen whilst they were stood right next to the box?
Or why did it not happen for the 2-3 weeks prior to that the roommate's been back open?
I've got no answer.
Nothing?
The lovely eyes.
Thank you, Ben.
As we approach the end of 2023 now, another incredible year, our second year of the My Haunted project. It's full steam ahead for 2024, and the things that we have planned are going to put this project on a global scale, should we say. One of the biggest things that we needed to do with this particular building was concentrate on some live cameras, give people from all over the world an opportunity to watch live stream cameras from some of the biggest hotspots within this location as extra eyes. The amount of work that the My Haunted team have to do every single week is beyond ridiculous, in all honesty. So the more people from all over the world that we can get invested in this project, the better. This is what it's all about. When we think about the My Haunted identity, it's about real people, general public having real experiences, real eyewitness accounts.
So the bar is coming to itself at the moment, 12 o'clock at night time on Saturday or Sunday morning. A couple of guests were drinking what looks like Bacardi and Coke or something, and the glass travels a good 4 or 5 inches to fall off the table. They were amazed, and it kind of coincides with our lockdown episode when an ashtray just flew off the flipping shelf. Downstairs has gone mental.
They're having on a tripod. What the was that?
Get your handheld.
Hang on. For the purpose of this camera, I have just come downstairs. We are about to split on 3 lone vigils, and we have just heard something fall behind the bar. With the XA11 on a tripod. With the XA11 on a tripod.
Over this way, I think.
Oh, there's a ashtray which was there. That was, I saw it before, that was there.
Will we have got that?
You potentially might have, you know.
The edge here. Almost, yeah, about there. Now, I don't believe it was there. But even if it was to do that, I mean, that's not falling and that's right on the edge. Now, even if it's back there, there's no way that that is coming off. So that, for me, is probably the most significant thing that has occurred.
Since the lockdown episode in the bar, we've been analysing all the footage. We've caught glasses moving off the table on Saturday night. Then on Sunday morning, this really incredible noise happened whilst Roy and Rachel were cleaning the pub. Now, they mentioned to me that they've been hearing noises quite often down the bar, but this one is pretty epic.
What do you think it was?
Don't know.
I can't understand where it's coming from.
I think it seems to be behind the camera within the disabled toilet, but they checked everything. They tried to replicate that noise. It's so loud. They thought it might have been the high chairs moving, which are in the disabled toilet, that are kept there overnight. It's not that. I don't know what this is.
It's just a coincidence, isn't it, with all this recent stuff that's been happening in the bar ever since we captured the door opening in the cellar. You know, everything's seemed to kind of happen in the space of 2-3 weeks. Look, I think what we need to do is go downstairs into the bar to try and replicate this glass footage, because there's going to be skeptics watching this, and I am one of them when it comes to this kind of thing, with the whole moisture situation from under glasses.
We've done it before. I think it's worth doing again.
Yeah.
Alright, we are down the bar, and we have actual fans of the show in the background. Hi guys. We have come to debunk the glass moving this weekend just gone, and we've actually brought a spirit level with us.
We realised obviously that the table is flat. However, the age-old question that we have debunked many times before is the glass just wet and moves? So I've had this glass sat here for 10 minutes now. I've also wet the table underneath it. Is this going to move, and to what extent do we have to move something to make it move? Now, tends to be the case to replicate this is you need to have some sort of vacuum underneath the glass. So, how many times does this happen?
I think I reimbursed 3 or 4 drinks last week.
So if this happens 3 or 4 times a week, what's the statistics where we can start to say this is more than a coincidence?
I just wish it'd stop. It cost me like 20 quid last week.
What we're trying to do is replicate this sticking with some sort of glass to actually move.
So it moved from about there, didn't it?
From there and then this way.
Yeah.
I mean, that actually gets hard to push at some point.
I know, around here there's quite a bit of friction, isn't it?
Can we tip the table if we don't try and still it? How much do we have to tip the table before it? There. And it moves at about that pace, right?
Yeah.
That's about the pace it moves. So the table has to, I mean, now if you look at the spirit level,
How significant of a tip is that?
you can check the table under, can you?
It's a good inch.
It's
Inch
if
off the
not more
floor.
than that.
At least, yeah.
It's quite a bit. We can never say it's truly paranormal, but we can't replicate it right now.
What do we think, guys? Paranormal or not?
There's no way that falls off it by itself. There's no way.
You heard it right there.
This building is so genuinely unique, and what does it for me, what's particularly special is when people come in here when Harry, Brett and I are not here, and they film their own content. And this happened on an Afterlife and Spooky Events night. This is an outside team that we have come in some weekends to run paranormal events. It's not the My Haunted Hotel experience, but it is an experience within this particular building. Towards the end of October, we had a YouTube channel come in on one of these events called Exploring the Entity, a guy called Carl Guntrip, and he contacted us to share with us some footage that he had captured. And it's a massive thing because when Harry, Brett and I are not here, there is nobody watching the cameras. So it is literally about having those experiences in real time, and then at a later date we can either confirm or deny them. And these voices that Carl has managed to capture on camera are very, very impressive. But it is a pattern that we are now starting to see emerge time and time again. And it all centers around what is considered to be the most haunted room in this building.
Room 6 has produced some of the biggest highlights from this location, and over the last 5 to 6 weeks, we have been tracking a pattern of activity from this historic room, but also from room 5, which lies at the back of room 6, where potentially an old doorway would have once been.
Are you outside the door?
Can you knock on the door for us?
I'm right by the door, Billy. Come and knock on it.
Something happened.
But there's no one else on this
I
floor.
can hear it from here.
It did actually sound like there was someone outside the door then.
There's no one else up here.
Are you outside the door?
Can you knock on the door for us?
I'm right by the door, Billy. Come and knock on it. We're back up here again now.
What was that?
What was that? I just heard a...
There's a door slam downstairs.
No. That.
What?
You didn't hear that?
Oh my gosh, it was right next to me.
I heard a boy.
What?
I heard a boy go.
It did it again next to me.
We're back up here again now.
What was that?
What was that? I just heard a...
There's a door slam downstairs.
No. That.
These two captures happened on the 27th of October, and they were only shown to us recently. We could not find a source for these voices, but then at the end of November, just 1 week apart, we captured these.
The guests are just on a break right now, and I joined them in room 5, and then I joined them in room 6. We did a paracast in room 6. We were hearing movement around the back wall of room 6, and then all of a sudden, a very, very clear DVP, which one of our guests managed to pick up on his microphone. We need to enhance this and get it in the edit to see what it actually says, but it's either a child or a female voice. But we can definitely hear the voice, just don't know what it says at this stage. It's one of the clearest full sentence DVPs I've heard. It's epic, absolutely epic, and yet another example of the phenomenal activity that takes place in this building.
That was epic.
Did you hear that voice?
Yeah.
That sounded like a baby. That was a female or a child.
It's a female voice.
Oh my
Door of the room you wish us to go to.
What was that?
Oh my God, you hear a voice?
That was a voice.
That was from over here.
Yeah, I think it was over there.
With all these voices coming from around that area and inside room 6, it takes me back to when we did our Uncovered episode in room 6.
Oh,
Do
the
you
scream.
remember?
That was horrible.
That is probably one of the most scared, like genuinely terrified moments I've ever had here.
I think what's really important here is that it's not just us witnessing it, it's people that are coming into the building, real guests, and even when we're not here as well. The fact that that Carl guy had it when the three of us weren't even in the building that night, it is really substantial. We need to go and set up a huge EVP station in room 6 tonight and sit there for hours until we capture one of these voices.
And what's interesting tonight, it's a full moon.
We would now attempt to capture one of these unexplained voices on camera. In this single investigation, the entire building was empty, and we would be using the high-powered H4 digital recorder, which would allow clarity to anything we may hear or that occurs outside of our hearing range.
We have just entered room 6 and we have set up an EVP station here using the H4 digital microphone in an area that is probably the hotspot for where these voices come from. And we wanted to do this because of the sheer amount that has been witnessed recently. We are going to be here for the next 5 to 6 hours, however long it takes before we capture a voice. And this is an investigation which requires sheer amounts of patience, because we're not going to do much calling out. We just want to kind of replicate what guests do when they're here. Now, these voices are captured in the middle of the night when they're sleeping, but also when they're calling out as well. So a real mixture of techniques here.
Are we replicating guests as My Haunted Hotel or before that? When it was operating as a normal hotel?
What are you suggesting? Like
maybe
get
just a bit of
to
spooning on the bed?
Oh.
What do you think?
Oh, if you want, yeah.
Isn't that like for like VHX?
Yeah, that's the other channel, isn't it? Sorry.
That's you got to pay extra for that.
You want to see Brett and Harry spooning? Then subscribe to VHX. We have been here for 1 hour and we have had absolutely nothing.
Well, not that we know. We've not listened back, but yeah, we've not heard anything. I don't even think we've heard a knock, have we? Or anything. No. You've just had a breeze past you, but that's it. This is the bit you don't tend to see on YouTube. The bit that where we spend hours just sitting here, or our guests spend hours just sitting here. A paranormal investigation takes a lot of patience. I don't think people watching YouTube and TV shows especially understand how much you just sit and just chat for hours.
Our families hate us.
Your family probably like you, though.
Because you're never there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my god!
Where's that coming from? Oh my god.
That's like all the way up this corridor.
What was that?
That went on for so long.
We're now on. Oh, that's bright. About 4 hours in. After the first hour, we heard footsteps that just went all the way up this corridor. After the pub's closed, we've not heard.
I've just heard the bang again. Who's walking the corridors? Could you enter this room, please?
Oh!
Oh, that was right on the window. What the hell?
What the
That was a proper tap on the window.
Can you do that again?
Just for the record, it is raining outside. If you can hear like a crackling sound, it's the rain, but that was a definite tap on the window.
On the glass. 100%.
We're just going to prove that obviously there's no way you can access that area. We have proved this on previous episodes, to be fair, but yeah, the window's closed. Let me just get out of there with that camera, Brett. That's the roof there.
Oh, it's a proper tap. Let me just see if I can. What's that?
It was similar to that. It almost.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
I don't know.
Room 6, again, it delivers some epic footsteps in the corridor. A tap on the glass, and hopefully you'll let us know if you caught any EVPs.
That was long, but worth it. We need to sit and just listen more in this hotel. You need more, I think, more of an approach where you do just sit and listen and do a general investigation. You're calling out and hope for the best. And we caught maybe 2 things in the 6 hours we've been doing tonight. Worth it, but it's hard work. It is really hard work when you're doing this day in, day out. On to the next. Oh.
Oh my god!
Where's that coming from? Could you enter this room, please?
Oh! I think tonight shows the viewers the dedication that is involved with a project like this, where we have to actually do that probably twice a week, and we're here when guests are investigating for 5-6 hours straight. The aim of tonight was to try and capture a clear voice in room 6. We didn't hear it with our own ears, unfortunately, but the voice recorder may have picked something up. What we did hear was footsteps, and we heard a tap on the glass, which both of those 2 things back up what real eyewitnesses have in this building. So yet again, we are just backing up patterns of paranormal activity that occur here.
You are seeing the dedication that is required to capture this standard of evidence. For almost 2 years, this investigation has been consistently documenting these types of moments. And with this, the final episode of our 3rd series, the My Haunted Project is on the verge of its next step. a step which will showcase this format globally. We'll see you soon.